Among soul music of the 60s and 70s, Philly soul is second to best, coming behind that iconic Motown sound, and just before that soul of Stax. Among the better Philadelphia soul groups of the 60s and 70s, this group made some fine heartache ballads. They helped shape the sound of Philly soul music right before they vanished. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Brenda and the Tabulations. Now, if you guys love my videos and love supporting me, then I suggest you become a member of the channel, where I will be releasing exclusive videos just for you all. Be sure to get that family tier so you won't miss out on these exclusive perks. Now, before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more content. Now, without further ado, let's cue that intro. This story begins in 1965 with Brenda Payton, who was always aware of her singing ability. She also realized that coming from a city with American Bandstand and Cameo Parkway Records, she might have been able to do something with her skill. Payton joined a group named the Joettes shortly after graduating high school in 1965. She then married James Rucker, who was a singer himself. By that next year, she began working as a playground supervisor. Maurice Coates, who was also working at that same playground that summer, and also he enjoyed singing while working. Eventually, himself and Payton, they began to harmonize together while on the playground, and the kids, they really enjoyed it. Georgie Woods, who dominated Philadelphia airways back then, doing the night shift on both WDAS and WHAT. His wife Gilda, or Glenda, sorry if I mispronounce, was always on the lookout for fresh talent. And just one day, she just so happened to be driving by the playground when she overheard Payton and Coates doing a harmony act. The duo encountered a problem. Payton and Coates, they lack original material, and they would need some to advance to the next stage. With the meeting with Woods slated for a few days later, the duo needed to think quickly. With the duo putting their creative minds together, they came up with the song Dry Your Eyes. The outcome of the song thrilled Woods so much that she decided to manage the duo. Woods had established relationships in the record industry through her husband, one of which was Harry Lipsius, who was the owner of Guttin Records. He was also similar to Woods, who was always looking for new opportunities. Woods accompanied her new group to him. He then went ahead and gave her the okay for a recording section for the duo, and he then created the Dion label for his new changes. Rucker and guitarist Eddie Jackson joined the group prior to the section. In the most unique way, Woods came up with the name for the group by opening up a dictionary. The first word Woods noticed when she opened it up was tabulate. The more Woods thought about it, the more she loved the name. Thus, the group became Brenda and the Tabulations, with Payton as lead singer. Bob Finks had agreed to produce Dry Your Eyes, and he received a tremendously emotional performance by Payton, who did an excellent job of arranging lyrics that could be interpreted in various ways, all of which was heartbreaking. Brenda and the Tabulations had a top 10 R&B success and a top 20 pop smash in the spring of 1967, indicating that the audience knows quality when they hear it. In just over 6 months, Payton and Coates had went from a playground in Philadelphia to the stage on the Apollo Theater. Coates was still in high school and had to finish his studies while on tour, since the group spent most of 1967 opening up for the biggest performers of that time. A second single for the label was released with an impressive pedigree. On one side was Stay Together, Young Lovers, which was composed by Tom Bell, a soon-to-be renowned producer, and Lorraine Ellison, who was an equally iconic vocalist.
Don't let the things they say.
The flip side had Who's Loving You, which was penned by the already legendary Smokey Robinson.
Sit around with my head hanging down.
The record, as one might expect, became a two-sided success, marked by its strong vocals and simple arrangements, especially compared to the complex soul compositions of its time. Brenda and the Tabulations released a series of songs from their debut album, Dry Your Eyes, in 1967, including Just in a Lifetime, which peaked at number 41 on the R&B charts and number 97 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Between the years of 1967 and 1969, the label released 8 Brenda and the Tabulations singles, all of which was variable success. The up-tempo Baby You So Right For Me was an attempt to break away from the group's reputation for ballads, and it reached the mainstream charts. The R&B audience appreciate the ballads, and they flipped the song over to The One I Love, and they made that a smash as well.
I say to the one I love.
They had more singles such as Where You're Gone that reached number 27 on the R&B charts and number 58 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. One Girl's Too Late and Magic of Your Love that reached number 48 on the R&B charts respectively. In addition to releasing the album Dry Your Eyes and a self-titled album in 1977, the group issued I Keep Coming Back For More from that album. When Woods disbanded the Dion label, it was only the beginning of the changes that was set to come. Lipsius launched a new label, Top and Bottom Records. Meanwhile, Rucker was becoming difficult to work with, most likely due to the attention that his wife was receiving and possibly being jealous due to that fact. So Coates and the other members decided to remove him from the group, replacing him with Bernard Murphy and drummer Jerry Jones. The first Tabulation single for Top and Bottom was The Touch of You, which was released in 1970 and became the group's biggest hit since Dry Your Eyes.
What a touch from a little hand can do.
Van McCoy quickly joined as producer and composer, citing his huge success with female and female-led bands such as the Shirelles, the Exciters, Gladys Knight and the Pips, and Rudy and the Romantics. Although the Tabulations had several good recordings with McCoy, the male members for the group fell from the viewpoints during this period. Deborah Martin and Pat Mercer were eventually added, and Brenda and the Tabulations evolved into a female trio with a supporting band. Brenda and the Tabulations recorded Don't Give Up the Love and In the Night in 1987, shortly before their disbandment. Neither song charted. They was also honored at the inaugural Philadelphia Music Awards in 1987, which was hosted by the Philadelphia Music Foundation and the Philadelphia Music Alliance. Brenda stayed around the industry for a few more years, eventually evolving into a disco diva with Woods still managing her. By 1976, Peyton was recording for Chocolate City Records. The songs still remained under the name Brenda and the Tabulations, but Peyton was really accompanied by groups of studio musicians and vocalists. She had an R&B success with I'm a Superstar in 1977 and continued to perform throughout the 80s. Brenda Payton sadly passed away of breast cancer on June 14th, 1992 at the age of 47. Eddie Jackson sadly passed away of a brain aneurysm on May 3rd, 2010 at the age of 63. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by Brenda and the Tabulations?